Hello and welcome to this subcommittee on the 3rd of November. First item on the agenda is nomination of chair. So if I could ask for nominations, please.
Chair.
I appoint Councillor Potter.
Seconded.
Thank you. Councillor Potter?
Thank you very much. Well, welcome everybody to this General Licensing Subcommittee on Monday, the 3rd of November. Before we start, I understand that the applicant has tried to be contacted on a number of occasions and has since been contacted by telephone and is not turning up to this meeting. Is that correct, Jackie?
I'll let Zoe answer.
Yes. Zoe?
Yes, Councillor Potter, that's correct.
And he didn't object to this meeting going ahead?
He specifically stated that he wanted the actual meeting to still go ahead in his absence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Well, welcome to all those that are here. And I just want to go through the ground rules of how this is going to go ahead. Now, if there are any additional documents or evidence that's brought forward, we'll have to have agreement by all parties that that is accepted. I'm going to ask that everybody introduces themselves. With me as chair, Councillor Jed Potter from Allestree. If we go to my left.
Councillor Lakin from Chellaston and Shelton Lock.
If we go to my right.
Councillor Sarah Bolton for Blaygreaves Ward.
And then Bill.
Saima Akhtar, Solicitor Legal Services.
Jackie, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Jackie Waring. I'm the Democratic Services Officer.
To the officers and also the police.
Shannon Beard, Technical Officer, Licensing.
Zoe Mays, Senior Licensing Officer.
PC Claire Al-Nouri from Police Licensing at Derby.
Inspector Daniel Hanley Farrell, Licensing Inspector for Derbyshire Police.
Thank you all. Now, are there any apologies apart from the applicant who doesn't wish to attend?
No apologies, Chair.
Any late items?
No late items, Chair.
Any declarations of interest?
No, Chair.
Thank you. So now I intend to ask officers for their information and also the police. What we'll do is ask you various questions and then there won't be any counter questions because the applicant's not here. But obviously the committee and the legal services may have further questions as we go along. Okay, so Zoe, please.
Thank you, Chair. An application to vary the premises licence for Local Food Store 150 Burton Road, Derby, DE1 1TN was submitted to the licensing team on the 13th of September 2025. The proposed variation seeks to extend the hours for the sale of alcohol and the opening hours of the premises from 7 in the morning until 3 the following morning daily. Details of the application are provided in Appendix 1. One representation has been received from Derbyshire Police, who have objected to the application in its entirety and have requested the inclusion of the following condition, in that no single super strength beer, lager or cider of 6.6% ABV or above must be sold at the premises unless sold in packs of 4 or more. Details of the representation are included in Appendix 2 and a copy of the current premises licence and summary are also attached in Appendix 3. The options available today to the committee are to decide to either grant the application as per the application, modify the conditions of the licence or reject the whole or part of the application. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe. I'm sure we'll have some questions for you. Have you any questions at the moment?
Not at this stage.
Not at this stage, thank you, Chair.
Right, just a few then, Zoe. If you could tell the panel, please, how long has Mr. Karim held the premises licence?
Mr Merriman was transferred formally onto the licence on the 9th of April 2025.
And has he been before the licensing committee before?
Yes, he has, Chair. He actually attended a hearing on the 27th of May 2025, and that was in relation to an objection that the police submitted, and that was in relation to a varied DPS application for the same premises.
And could you tell the committee how many other establishments are there in that area that sell alcohol?
Yes, there are quite a few that are close by in the vicinity. There is Burton Road Convenience Store, and that's 208 Burton Road, Derby, and that's for off sales. Would you like me to mention the timings as well? Yes. Yeah. Okay. The sale by retail of alcohol for consumption off the premises. Now, it's Monday to Saturday 8 until 11, and Sunday 10 until 10:30. There are slightly reduced hours for Good Friday and Christmas Day. And the timings are the same for opening hours. There's also an Aldi that's quite close by as well, which is on College Park, which is also Burton Road in Derby. And the hours for the off sales for that are Monday to Sunday, 7 until 11 in the evening. The opening hours are also the same. There's a couple more that are a little bit further afield. We've got Central Co-op and Insomnia Cafe, which is on the other side. And the off sales for that relate to Monday to Sunday, 7 until 10. And that's the same for on and off sales, because that's slightly different, because it's actually a cafe as well. So that's that one. There's also a Sainsbury's, which is not too far away, on 77 Farm Street, Derby. And the hours that relate to off sales for alcohol is 7 until 11, and that's Monday to Sunday. There's Super Sam, which is a store which is not too far away as well, which is 90 Normanton Road. That's 6 until midnight, Monday to Sunday, and that's the same with opening hours. So they're roughly the ones that are very close within the vicinity to the local food store. Thank you.
Councillor Goldman.
Chair, if I could just say, the Insomnia Cafe and the Co-op is in Littleover Village, at least 3 miles away. I don't think that should come into the equation, because it's way further up Burton Road.
That's fine. I think when looking at the map, Councillor, it was just making sure that we'd got those that were closely in the vicinity.
Yeah,
if that one's class that as
close.
If that's not needed, then that could just be
Littleover
disregarded.
Village.
Yeah, if it's too far. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Zoe. Because the applicant's not here, I'm probably going to ask you a question that you might not know the answer to. If the applicant was here, I'd ask him why he felt there was a need to extend licensing hours by 3 hours, from 12 till 3 in the morning for 7 days a week. Have we any idea? Has he made any reference to the need?
I can't really make those comments, I'm afraid. Everything that's in the application form is what the applicant has submitted to us for consideration today. So that's something that it would be unfair for me to actually comment, to be honest. Thank you.
That's fine, but I would have asked him if it had been in attendance.
Sorry, can I just check? Is there a public house in the vicinity as well?
I did have a look earlier, and there doesn't appear to be one that's close that I could find on the map, unless there's something that you want to refer to specifically. I mean, this is for off sales anyway, and it is to do with the shop, but I haven't got that information.
Not that I'm actually au fait with many pubs, but there is a Bell and Castle. Yeah, on Burton Road.
Yeah. Durham Ox as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still there.
No, I don't think it is, but there is the Bell and Castle, definitely.
Thank you.
So, with no more questions, we move on to the police. If you would like to give your evidence, please.
Thank you. I'm PC Claire Al-Nouri, and I've been a warranted officer since March 2022. I've worked as a response officer for over 3 years, and then I joined the licensing department in February 2025. My role as a licensing officer is to work with licensed premises in order to promote and uphold the 4 licensing objectives. One of my responsibilities is to review submitted licensing applications to ensure that the application will promote the 4 licensing objectives and to ensure that the applicant is a suitable person to hold and control that premises licence. On the 15th of September 2025, I received an application from Marwan Karim for local food store, Burton Road, Derby. The application was to vary the opening hours of the premises. Karim was requesting an extension of hours until 3 a.m, 7 days a week. It is currently closing at midnight. Having spent some time looking at the crime rates and antisocial behaviour in the immediate area of the premises, it was decided that if the premises was to open the extra 3 hours per day, stricter licensing conditions needed to be put into place, as there are a high number of street drinkers in the immediate area that cause antisocial behaviour. Having spoken with the local Safer Neighbourhood team, their officers identified that the local street drinkers were buying their alcohol, namely single cans of super strength beer and cider, from this premises. The local Safer Neighbourhood team stated that the crime stats that are recorded are not actually accurate or a true reflection of the high level of the antisocial behaviour that we are seeing in that immediate area. This is because street drinkers are often removed from the area without a crime being recorded. The local Safer Neighbourhood team are actually moving street drinkers on from that area on a daily basis. I spoke with Karim on the telephone on the 25th of September 2025. I stated to him that if we were looking at granting the extension of hours, we would need to add a new licence condition. I stated that the condition would need to be no single super strength cans beer, lager or cider of 6.6 ABV or above to be sold at the premises unless sold in packs of 4 or more. I believe that this was a reasonable suggestion, as it would still allow Karim to sell super strength cans and bottles but curb the amount of street drinkers that would not be able to buy single cans or be able to afford 4 in one go, therefore reducing the amount of street drinkers and antisocial behaviour that we see in this immediate area. Karim stated that he needed to speak with his business partner and discuss this before agreeing to the condition. I then called Karim back the following day to determine if he wanted to agree to the condition. Karim stated that he did not want to agree to the above condition, as it would drastically affect his business profits, as he has a high number of customers that come in just to buy a single can of super strength beer or cider on a daily basis. I explained to Karim that this was the issue, as it was causing antisocial behaviour in the area with street drinkers. Karim stated that he did not want to agree and he would withdraw his application. I informed Karim that he would need to contact the council if he wanted to withdraw his application. I again contacted our local Safer Neighbourhood team for a statement which was supplied by Sergeant Matt O'Neill, which has been submitted as evidence. Sergeant Matt O'Neill stated, the local area is densely populated and has a high number of takeaways and off licences. I am aware that local food store 150 Burton Road have applied to extend their licence to sell alcohol until 3 a.m. I have concerns around this due to the area that the shop is located. Within a few minutes' walk within the shop, there are 3 homeless shelters, namely Safe Space, Milestone and Centenary House. These house people with drug and alcohol issues, and then these often congregate on the streets drinking alcohol, which then turns and leads to ASB when people are intoxicated and then fighting amongst themselves or with members of the public. Around this small area at the top of Normanton Road, we experience a high number of antisocial behaviour which affects the businesses, residents and community. The police are working with the council and other partner agencies to try and resolve these issues. The ASB ranges from street drinking, drug taking, public urination. Having the availability of super strength alcohol to purchase by single can until 3 a.m. would only add to these issues and extend the period in which the behaviours are happening. We utilise the public space protection order, which is in place in this area, to prevent alcohol from being consumed in public spaces. We have issued 27 fixed penalty notices over the past 3 months to nominals who were found to be drinking in the public space or other antisocial behaviour. We do joint patrols with the public protection officers from the council, who also give fixed penalty notices to seize alcohol from people drinking on the streets. I believe that allowing the extension of hours would greatly impact antisocial behaviour and the issues that we already have around the local food store area, especially as the extension of hours into the nighttime economy. Derby City prides itself on recently achieving the Purple Flag Award. Tackling the issues of street drinking is an ongoing battle. Derby City Council and Derbyshire Constabulary are working closely together to maintain the Purple Flag status for the city centre. I also believe that profit is more important to Karim over the safety of the public, prevention of crime and disorder, and prevention of public nuisance. Derbyshire Constabulary object to the application in its entirety. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody want to ask any questions at the moment? No. Do you want to ask any?
That seems pretty clear cut to me.
A couple from me, from what you've said, officer, is what about calls for service in the area? Have we got any details of the calls for service? And whether it's abnormal or in excess of other areas?
Not specifically the calls for service, but we have submitted evidence of crimes that have been recorded in the area. So from previous, before Marrowan took over local food store, the crimes that were recorded were around 34, and to date, from the time after Marrowan's taken over the local food store, crimes have tripled in the area. I'm not saying it's been all to do with the local food store, but we have a lot of issues with street drinking, and obviously it's evident that it is a contributing factor to the antisocial behaviour in that area.
Thank you. Has the applicant been visited by the police at all? Perhaps, trying to work with the police to bring down these crime stats?
Our local SNT team, as I've mentioned, are working closely with the council and the protection officers in that area, dealing with these crimes. I've spoken personally, again, with Marrowan to see if we can implement anything. He wasn't interested. I was quite surprised that he wanted to come to hearing, if I'm honest.
Thank you. You've mentioned the Public Space Protection Order, and 27 fixed penalties were issued. How long or when was a Public Space Protection Order issued, and how long has it got to be enforced for?
Councillors, the Public Space Protection Order was obviously issued by the council themselves. If memory serves correctly, it was in the last year that it was renewed. I believe that we discussed it at a hearing, not to do with this story, a little while ago, where it wasn't in place. It was in the last year that it's come in, but those 27 fixed penalty notices were from the last 3 months. So it's quite a lot in that area. And just to give you the background, we issue the fixed penalty notices. They come over to the community safety team here at the council, who then do the further work and issue and enforce those fixed penalty notices.
Sorry, Councillor Potter, there was a PSP in place, and I think it expired, and there was a new order, and I think that was recently, maybe in the summer, from memory, but I didn't actually work on that. So it has resurrected itself.
The order itself, are licensed premises made aware of this, that there is an issue with antisocial behaviour, street drinking, etc., to try and get them to work with the police and the council?
Public Space Protection Order is on the council's website. Where we have new off sales, we do discuss it with them. Also, we do have a CIZ in place for the city centre. So again, both are on the council's website. And I believe, at least from the CIZ in the statement of licensing policy, I'm not 100% sure on the PSPO, but they are all on the council's website.
Thank you. And my last question is, in your communications with the applicant, would you say he's not interested in looking at public safety, but it seems that from what you said, he puts profit before everything?
As I put in my statement in the conversation that I had with Karim, the only reason that he wants to extend his hours is so he can continue to sell alcohol. And he wanted to, I tried to work with him and put this condition in place so we could work together and curb street drinkers. He openly admitted on the telephone that he has a high level of customers that come in just to buy single cans of alcohol. I explained to him that that was the issue, and he said he wouldn't agree to it. So therefore, I believe he does put profit above public protection.
Thank you. Are there any other questions at all?
Sorry, there's just one question. How many CCTV cameras are there in the area? Do you know that, please?
From a point of public space, we wouldn't normally talk about where the cameras were in an open hearing. It's not, we deliberately don't put that on the community safety website for the reasons of clear. Obviously, there are some up there. Police are doing some work with community safety partners, particularly in the area of Normanton Road and the end of Burton Road, but I'm not sure I can particularly answer that in open hearing.
Councillor Bolton?
Thank you, Chair. Looking at our 4 licensing objectives that we have in the report, so is it the police's request that we do not agree this application because it would have obviously drastic effects on the list of those 4 objectives?
That's correct.
Thank you. Well, if there's no further questions, we'll go to the summing up, and we'll start with Zoe. Would you like to make your summing?
Okay, thank you. The options available today are to decide to either grant the application as per the application, modify the conditions of the licence, or reject the whole or part of the application. Thank you.
Police, if you'd like to give your summing up, please.
Thank you. As previously stated, I believe that increasing the hours would drastically affect the crime and disorder in the local area, especially due to the premises' proximity to the homeless shelters in the city centre. This would also impact the nighttime economy. We can see from the crime data that has been submitted, crime has tripled since the opening of the local food store. Although we cannot say that the crime has been linked to local food store, we can say that there's a high probability that is impacting the area. We need to take the safety and protection of the public seriously and holding it in a higher regard than the profits of the local food store. I think it speaks volumes of the premises licence holder not attending today and taking this hearing seriously as well.
Thank you. Well, we'll now retire to discuss what's been said today and make our decision. Jackie, would you?
Sorry, what? Yeah, if you want to retire and make the decision, and it'll be sent out by email to all parties. Okay, Zoe. Simon, any idea how long it'll do?
Hopefully you should get it tomorrow by midday, but if I can get it sooner, it will be sooner.
Thank you very much.